It's been a long time since I've talked about this, but Leslye Headland loses it in real time as fans continue to destroy the woke insanity that defined her run on the fake Star Wars show, The Acolyte. And the reaction across the community says everything about how far the show fell. Coming in from thatparkplace.com, Leslye Headland just torched Star Wars with The Acolyte in 8 episodes, and Disney finally admitted defeat by canceling Leslye Headland's The Acolyte for good. Now, Leslye Headland spent $180 million of Star Wars money to prove the Jedi are the real villains, and Star Wars fans watched Leslye Headland turn The Acolyte into the most expensive hate letter in Star Wars history. So Leslye Headland bragged that The Acolyte was her queer subversive Star Wars fantasy. And now Leslye Headland gets to watch The Acolyte die because nobody wanted Star Wars rewritten far from what George Lucas created, myself included. So Leslye Headland said that she never cared about Star Wars canon, only her personal story, and The Acolyte showed it every week. Okay, so Leslye Headland retconned the High Republic era so hard that Star Wars lore now looks like a pride float explosion. Leslye Headland turned Star Wars into her therapy couch, and The Acolyte paid the price. Now, what exactly do I mean by a therapy couch? Basically, her memories of her childhood with her older sister and so on and so forth. The Acolyte viewership collapsed because, well, regular people even got tired of Leslye Headland's lectures disguised as Star Wars. Now, Disney had finally killed The Acolyte, proving even they have a limit to how much Leslye Headland can bleed the brand. You see, episode 5 had a Jedi Master floating knives with the Force, and then 5 minutes later, he conveniently forgets he can do that so the plot can kill him. The single moment sums up everything wrong with the writing quality that the fans endured for 8 straight weeks. Nobody asked for fight choreography that only works when the characters suddenly get amnesia. The witch coven chanting the power of many while 2 lesbians force conceived twins is the moment the fan base collectively checked out. Turning Anakin's chosen one virgin birth into a diversity higher thread was the final insult to decades of mythology. Fans rolled their eyes at the midichlorians once, but this was the next level contempt. Now chasing her old boss's assistant as the lead because Hollywood runs on favors now, not talent, guaranteed every dramatic scene fell flat. Amidala Steinberg decided to try, but no actor could save that dialogue that surrounded written by Tumblr thread in 2014. Merit used to matter, and now who you know and what boxes you tick only matters. Claiming the Jedi are colonizers because they checked an uninhabited planet that slightly had a coven on it is the kind of mental gymnastics only modern writers attempt, okay? So basically burning Jedi alive and framing them as the oppressors actually flipped the entire moral foundation of the franchise upside down. Fans didn't sign up to root for the Sith because the light side got called cops. Now, Leslye Headland actually defended the attack me with all your strength line by saying the villain is supposed to be cringy on purpose. Star Wars fans didn't laugh with Leslye Headland. You see, they laughed at her and left the streaming platform. Now, Disney hired Leslye Headland fresh off scheduling meetings for Harvey Weinstein. Well, not fresh off of that, but long after that, and never asked a single follow-up question. The Acolyte became the perfect smokescreen while Leslye Headland got her image rehab tour paid for by your Disney Plus subscription. Now, saying she wanted the Acolyte to be the anti-Andor was the most honest thing that she ever admitted. Now, Andor gave some mature storytelling that a lot of people were saying. The Acolyte gave smoking monsters and hand-holding universe creation. One got renewed instantly, the other got axed. Fans know the difference. Now, blaming review bombing instead of admitting the writing was garbage became the go-to excuse once the numbers actually tanked. Okay, so 9 million views for the premiere, barely 2 million for the finale. That's not bots right there. That's regular people walking away. The audience spoke louder than any hashtag campaign ever could. As a matter of fact, it was also reported before, and I reported on this too long time ago, that the data also showed that like at the particular scenes, people who are watching these shows can turn off the show and get out the app, and that's recorded. Okay, that's been stated right there, and I'm pretty sure that's been happening in droves higher than I expected at the time. Now, moving Kaadi Mundi's birthday 100 years just for a cameo showed how little respect the continuity got. Decades of expanded universe books, comics, and games were treated like they never existed. Paying attention to lore used to be rewarded, but now it just makes you the enemy. All right. Of course, they don't want to do that. Marvel does the same thing. The finale had Darth Teeth reveal himself for zero reason and then vanish into the ether because cliffhangers are cheaper than endings. Disney denied season 2 before the credits even finished rolling on episode 8. All that setup, mystery box nonsense, and it leads exactly nowhere. Now, Leslye Headland still insists that the hate came from coordinated bots, but the data shows normal viewers simply stopped watching the Acolyte. Star Wars fans voted with their remotes and murdered Leslye Headland's dream show, which is fake Star Wars, The Acolyte. Then Khmer murdered those Jedis. Okay, so Disney finally pulled the plug because even they couldn't justify another $108 million, $80 million for Leslye Headland's personal fanfic. Star Wars is hurt, but canceling the Acolyte proves the franchise still can course correct when the audience screams loud enough. Okay? So simply put, I mean, let's be real here. Leslye Headland shouldn't have been given the keys to this particular franchise. And honestly, Kathleen Kennedy has been sticking around for too long. As a matter of fact, it was stated that Kathleen Kennedy was supposed to have been gone from Lucasfilm by now, back in August. Okay, so no word of her retirement, no word of her firing, resignation, nothing. No word of Kathleen Kennedy at all. But we still had this whole Leslye Headland thing going on. Now, Leslye Headland won't touch Star Wars again. And that's the best news fans have had in years. Now, the Acolyte is dead, buried, and forgotten, exactly where it belongs. Maybe now someone who would actually love the galaxy far, far away may get a turn. Who knows? Hopefully, Dave Filoni knows what he's doing and looking for somebody that can actually tell the story the way George Lucas would and not the way that he wants. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace.